says the Lord, He who created you, O Jacob, He who formed you, O Israel. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. For I am the Lord, your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I give Egypt as your ransom, Ethiopia and Seba in exchange for you. Because you are precious in my sight and honored, and I love you, I give people in return for you, nations in exchange for your life. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bring your offspring from the east and from the west. I will gather you. I will say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not withhold. Bring my sons from far away, and my daughters from the end of the earth. Everyone who is called by my name, whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and I made. I have discovered, beloved, that the older I get and the longer I live, that I watch less and less television. It may seem strange in this day and age of large screen and flat screen and high definition and plasma and digital and cable and satellite TV. I must admit that there are a few things, though, that hold my attention. I find myself looking at TV not out of interest, but in order to keep up with the cultural climate and keep relevant as it pertains to trends in society. But don't get me wrong, there are still some shows that draw me in, cause me to fight off sleep and continue to watch until the credits roll. There are still shows that I like to DVR and now in the age of on-demand television, archive until a convenient time to digest them. I have finally caught up with my current favorite TV show, Blackish. And make no bones about it, Lisa and I will binge watch several episodes at once until we are up to date. But there is just not much on the small screen that can capture and hold my attention. However, at the same time, I have discovered that my interest in television has waned. I have discovered that over the years, I have become a big fan of some television commercials. I love television commercials. I am absolutely fascinated by the advertising industry's attempt to assault my fun, food, financial, and fashion habits. I like to tap into the advertising industry's creative genius as they tap into our spending and buying and consumer habits. I love all kinds of commercials. I love commercials with animals in them. I love commercials with music based on the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I love commercials that are comedic and make me laugh. I love commercials that tell poignant stories. I love all kinds of commercials. And I love especially car commercials. I love seeing cars taking curves in a big city. I love seeing cars with mice driving them and music bumping as they get to a stoplight. I love seeing cars as they talk about how smart they are in that they can drive themselves or they can accommodate internet access as we drive them. I love seeing cars that can even parallel park all by themselves. I love car commercials. Dr. Carolyn Knight, on whose scholarship I depended heavily as I wrote this sermon, says she is also a lover of car commercials, and comments that there are common features of all car commercials. Most car commercials will display the features of the car and then close the commercial with a tag. The tag is that memorable line that will get in your head and make you choose their car as opposed to the competitor's car. It's the hook that they want to get into your spirit to make you prefer their car over all the other cars out there. It is the memorable line that they want to get into your head when you are buying a car. Some of you may be familiar with some of the car tags. Toyota, let's go places. BMW, a black man working. Not really, that's the unofficial tag, but the official tag is the ultimate driving machine. Acura, the road will never be the same. Honda, the power of dreams. Volkswagen, drivers wanted. Mercedes-Benz, engineered to move the human spirit. Volvo, for life. Chevrolet, you remember, baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Oldsmobile, this is not your father's Oldsmobile. But one of the best car tags, and the one which along with Dr. Knight will inform the sermon today, is from Ford. Ford says they are built for the road ahead. And so this morning, I want to borrow that car tag from Ford and tag this sermon with the subject, Built for the Road Ahead. I want you to know when I was writing this sermon, I got happy. It's not often that I make myself happy in the midnight hour, but I wonder if you will look around you and tell somebody this morning, he's talking to me, I am built for the road ahead. I like that. Ford says they have designed a car built for the road ahead. Any road that is out there, whatever the conditions, whatever the situation, whatever the circumstances, Ford claims that they have built a car that can handle it. The expected and the unexpected, the planned and the unplanned, the wanted and the unwanted, the seen and the unseen. Ford says, just bring it on. Ford says that what we put in our cars, the aerodynamic configuration of our car is engineered in such a way as to handle any driving conditions. Further, in making such a claim, Ford is saying that we expect our cars to be driven. We expect our cars to be driven. It doesn't matter on dirt roads, on two-lane highways, on Dan Ryan, on super highways. We expect our cars to go places and to be able to handle whatever might occur on the journey. And I want to sermonically suggest this morning that in this text, God is making the same claim about each and every one of us that Ford is making about their cars. We are built for the road ahead. That is, we are uniquely shaped and created and designed to handle anything that we will face in life. From head to toe, front to back, end to end, through and through. You already have everything you need to make it in this life. When Israel found itself transitioning from place to place and paradigm to paradigm and people to people, they were reminded in the closing verses of Isaiah in the 42nd chapter of just how difficult their journey had been. But now in this 43rd chapter of Isaiah, which we read, they hear the prophetic oracle from God promising to be with them in an unusual alliance as they move forward into their future. This is a word of promise and assurance for all of us that are about to move out into God's plan and future for us. But let's look at the text again. They are not to be afraid, for God has ransomed them. That is, God, the creator of everything. Everything there on behalf of this exilic people to claim them and deliver them. God has called them by name. God has identified them as God's own and entered with them into a non-negotiable agreement to be with them in every possible circumstance. When they go through deep waters of great trouble, God will be there. When they go through rivers of difficulty, God will be their lifeguard. When they walk through the fire of oppression, they will not be singed, scorched, or even smell like smoke. Why? Because God is with them. God has promised to help them maneuver the rough terrain of the journey that is ahead. The Exodus is behind them. The Red Sea is behind them. Now they are moving forward into a new future and a new relationship with God and with the world. They are not to be afraid, for God is with them. They have God's identity upon them. Not only has God redeemed them, but God has identified them as God's own. They belong to God. God has a unique and abiding relationship with these persons who, although not perfect, are special to God. Now they are ready to move out in faith to be the people that God designed them to be. Today I submit in this place, beloved, there are so many collective emotions of our own exilic condition of life and living. Whether we've come from near or far uptown or downtown or across town, whether we got here by train or bus or by car, we all have our own stories to tell of life and living in this exilic condition. Some of us are going through some things right now. All of us have things in our past. All of us will have some challenges in our future, but thank God that we made it this far. And I want to suggest that in this text there is a word of challenge for where we are and where we're headed. Not only as St Thomas Episcopal Church, not only as African American women and men in the community, but as a collective people of God marching through this millennium. We need to have a course of action that is going to make the church better, the world stronger, the community better, and the culture richer. We ought to have a goal for our lives, that we will fight for what is right and strive for truth and defend the poor and the oppressed and succeed in everything we do and make a name for ourselves. And let me stop right here and suggest that in the church is where we get our worship. But after worship is over, we go out into a world where we meet real people with real problems and real pain. At the church, we go out into a world where we face people in need of what we already have. Make no mistake about it. There's a new world. There's a new church. It's a postmodern church. A church in the world and a church of the world. It's a high-tech, multimedia, global church. It's a church of the iPhone and the iPad and the Android. It's a church that is multiracial and multicultural and intergenerational. It's a church of personal piety and prophetic witness. It's a church of the holy hip-hop and the holy roller. It's no longer a church of big hat and funeral home fan religion. It's no longer the church with one husband and one wife and 2.5 children. It's a church of the praise team and the hymn book. It's a church of the Bible study and the support group. It's a church of men and women in ministry. It's a church of gay and straight together. It's a church where black and white, red and brown worship together. It's a church of the shout, and it's a church of the silence. It's a church where we all must get with the times and work together to proclaim the gospel. Yes. Oh, do you know we live in a world where terrorists are daily trying to take over? We live in a world with an autocratic, narcissistic, megalomaniac president who is allowed to throw tantrums in order to get his way. We live in that world. We live in a world with a confused and chaotic Congress, a filibustering Senate, bullet-ridden streets, unsafe courts, unhappy homes, and inadequate health care.
Yes.
Oh, but I just came by this morning on my way to heaven to remind you of the words of the text. When you go through deep water and when you go through great trouble, God will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned. The flames will not consume you. All that you have had to experience in your life and in this world, I submit, is designed to get you ready for the road ahead. Every personal experience you have had is designed to prepare you for the road ahead. Because struggles in this life are inevitable. Hard times and rough places and difficult situations are inevitable. Not if you face hard times, but the text says when it gets hard for you. When it gets hard for you, God will be there. When you go throughout life, there will be ups and there will be downs. There will be joys and there will be sorrows. That's the way of the world. Before you get to wherever you're going or trying to go, you're going to be talked about and lied on and cheated and mistreated. But I want to remind you today that God will be with you every step of the way into your future. God is with you to order your steps in moments of uncertainty and doubt. God is with you when the world is cold. God is with you when the world is mean. God is with you when the world turns its back on you. God will be there. God will be with you in your midnights. God will be with you to fight your battles. God will make your enemies leave you alone. As you look back over your journey, there have been some difficult situations and mean people. And since we're here in church, can we be real and honest here for a minute? I heard somebody say, can we do a checkup from the neck up? There are some days that you weren't all that either. There are some days when you didn't have it all together. There are some days when you weren't your best self. But that's all behind you now. There's a wide open road ahead of you that will take you as far as you will let it. Whatever is in your past, let it stay in your past. Whatever happened yesterday, let it stay in yesterday. Turn it loose and let it go. There's a reason why in your car, your rearview mirror is smaller than your front windshield. You're supposed to spend your time looking forward in life and not backward. That's why there are 3 gears to go forward and only 1 gear to go on reverse. You're supposed to spend your life moving forward and not going backwards. There's a wide open road ahead of you, a road that will take you as far as you will let it. Nietzsche, that great philosopher, said that, and I paraphrase, that which didn't kill you will only make you better. I love that Ford commercial, built for the road ahead. I have to wake up every morning and look in the mirror and remind myself that I'm built for the road ahead. But I had a problem with that commercial. I wanted to know just how do they know that their cars are built for the road ahead. They haven't driven their cars on every highway in every town and state or on every possible road, nor do they know what's up ahead. How do they make such an arrogant and audacious claim that their cars are built for the road ahead? The commercial never answers that question. But the commercial does direct you to the website. And if you go to the website, it tells you about the creator, the designer, the maker of the car. It says that in the designer's mind, the designer knows the road and knows the car. So before the design even gets to the assembly line, before it even gets to the plant, the creator puts everything in the car that the car needs to handle the road. What are you saying, Fulton? This is what I'm saying. God, the creator of your life, before you got here, put everything in to put the car through a road test to see if the car can indeed handle the road. They must drive their cars through wind and through rain and through hail and through snow and up hills and down mountains and around curves to see if their car can handle the road. And I wonder this morning if there's anybody here besides me going through anything.